Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you know where we are?
We are in Ecclesiastes.
We are.
Yeah, and we just started it a few days ago, so I think we're in chapter 3.
We are. Very good.
Awesome.
I'm impressed.
And there's a lot of, just really interesting tone in these chapters.
Their tone. That's what
it
is.
Yeah.
They got some tone.
They've got some tone, for sure.
What kind of tone do they have?
Not tone loc.
Wow, dang.
I mean, that's the first thing that came to my mind, you know?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's very morose, very dark, very...
It's pointless and meaningless. Yeah. Everything sucks.
Which, I don't agree with. I'm kind of having to argue, no, you can make better, come on, get positive, take some happy drugs or some soma or something. Come on.
And get some therapy.
Yeah, get some therapy. But then I realized this is the, Bronze Age, and I'm like, oh, fuck, you're screwed. So that's where we're at, I guess.
Mental health during that time period was a real wash.
Not as good as it is today, I guess.
Not as good as it is today. Nor was air flight.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty much anything.
You just couldn't get a flight anywhere.
It was awful, man. You had to wait for thousands of years.
Trains, Jesus. Yeah. Try getting a train ride back then.
All right. So yesterday we did Ecclesiastes chapter 2.
Correct.
And today we're getting into
Ecclesiastes chapter 3.
Let's go do this.
Okie dokie. All right, let's hop into Ecclesiastes chapter 3.
Okay.
There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. :
I feel like that's every season, the turn.
Mm-hmm.
Is that, yeah.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of there?
A time to die, a time.
Yeah.
There's a time to something.
There's something about seasons in that song too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Time for every, sure.
Yes.
Sorry, that just reminded me of that. That's all.
That's not the first time that we've made that reference, and it's been pointed out that, yes, it's in Ecclesiastes.
Got it.
Here we are.
A
time to be born and a time to die.
Oh.
A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build.
Wow, this is almost the song.
This is the song.
Wow.
A time to weep and a time to laugh. I'm also giving it the correct,
Yeah, no, the cadence.
Count.
Yeah, right.
A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them.
I don't think that was in the song.
No, but it should have been because I like it.
Line, yeah. Right.
A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. That one is not in there, and I don't care for the phrasing, but I do like the imagery.
Sure, yeah.
A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of times.
There's a lot of times.
Yeah. A time to tear and a time to mend.
Okay.
A time to be silent and a time to speak.
Sure.
A time to love and a time to hate.
Okay.
That's in the song for sure.
Yeah.
A time for war and a time for peace.
Huh.
Okay. What do workers gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race.
That was a drastic change of, I feel like that beginning was very beautiful and there's a time for everything. And there's all these back and forth.
It's almost like, hey, just hang in there. The season will change. And then he's like, no, it won't.
What's all this toiling for?
Right? Okay. I've seen the burden. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. This is the gift of God. I know that everything God does will endure forever.
I argue with that because I feel like I take more joy in things because I've done them myself. It's not God giving me these pleasures of
Right.
my own. I was just talking about it today about how I love figuring out how to do things and then making them happen. I just changed the brakes in my car.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I have kind of done that with help before, but I've never done it on my own. And I fully love the fact that I figured that out myself.
I mean, with a little help from the YouTubes.
With a little help from the YouTubes. But, I mean, I got the tools. I did the thing. And I'm,
mm-hmm.
now I'm a car mechanic. I'm just going to,
I wouldn't go that far, but okay. Let's see. Know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it and nothing taken from it. God does it so that people will fear him.
Oh.
That's why.
That would just so we fear him.
Uh-huh.
I just got to throw that fear in there because that would be it would be very bad if we forgot that we were supposed to fear him.
Fear.
Just got to toss that in there.
Be very afeared.
Yeah.
Pink elephants on parade.
I thought you were reading it again. I'm like, what is this?
No, I was thinking of things that you fear,
Oh, okay.
That's a song from Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, okay.
It's
sorry.
Heffalumps and woozles are very confusals. Da 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 da.
Got it. Yeah, I vaguely remember. It's been a long time, so.
He's very scary.
Yeah.
Whatever is has already been, and whatever will be has been before. And God will call the past to account.
I see.
You gonna pay.
I thought God already knew what was going to happen, so.
He does. He's going to call you to account for it,
okay.
though.
All right.
That's different from
Got it.
You knowing. It's like when your parent calls you in and is like, is there something you would like to tell me?
Right.
And then you have a choice in that moment.
Right. Yeah, because you don't know what they actually know, right?
If they know anything, this might be a test.
Right. That was always a question,
Mm-hmm.
The parents actually know, or are they just like asking that way to see if they can figure something out?
And what if you accidentally tell them something that they didn't know,
right?
And then they did know something else, and then
you're really screwed.
Double whammy.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's not good stuff there.
Not good at all. We didn't play that trick on the kid.
No.
And I saw something else under the sun. In the place of judgment, wickedness was there. In the place of justice, wickedness was there. I said to myself, said, God will bring into judgment both the righteous and the wicked. For there will be a time for every activity, a time to judge every deed. I also said to myself, as for humans, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Surely the fate of human beings is like that of the animals. The same fate awaits them both.
Death?
As one dies, so dies the other. That's right. Okay. All living things die.
I think that's pretty obvious. Mm-hmm. Living, you see that happen to all those things.
That's the exact definition of living.
Right.
Is not dead and then you die.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure. Yeah.
All have the same breath. That's not true because plants live, they're alive, but they do not breathe in oxygen.
Right. That's true.
They are the opposite of us.
They are.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for that.
Right?
We need more of them.
Where would we be without the trees?
In a lot worse shape than we are currently.
All have the same breath. Humans have no advantage over animals. I mean, the opposable thumb.
That's a slight advantage.
The
brain,
questionable sometimes.
Well, that is, yeah.
I mean, okay.
It's gotten us into some trouble, too.
We did build elevators, and I never saw a zebra do that.
Nope, no zebra has built an elevator that I'm aware of anyway.
Right? Everything is meaningless. Oh, we're back to that.
Oh.
I'm sorry, guy.
Man.
All go to the same place. All come from dust, and to dust all return.
Yeah.
Who knows if the human spirit rises upward, and if the spirit of the animal goes down into the earth? So, I saw that there is nothing better for a person than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot.
I agree.
You might as well just enjoy your shit, because shit's what you got.
That's like exactly what I preach, basically. Like, if you're gonna be on this earth, you might as well enjoy your time here, because you don't, like it said, you don't know, or you want. Okay, atheism is the lack of belief in God, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't mean we have an answer to anything.
No.
And I don't believe it. I believe I turn to, dirt basically when I die. But the truth of the matter is that I don't 100% know. Science hasn't 100% proven anything exactly.
Right.
That being said,
It's for sure what happens to your body.
right.
For
yeah,
sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
do we have souls?
I don't know.
Think so, but
no.
like, whatever.
But I'm just saying, like, even if we leave room for just like the slightest bit of doubt as to what's going to happen after we die, right? You still, what's the point of not living a good life? You don't know, and to play your life differently on a guess that there's some God you're supposed to be fearing.
I might be rewarded or punished.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And this person in Ecclesiastes seems to get it.
Kind of.
Which I'm like,
in a very dark,
okay,
depressing
way.
way.
Right, yeah. They needed drugs, but
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
Right.
But they seem to get it.
For who can bring them to see what will happen after them?
No one.
The end.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of my point.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Like they're kind of like, I feel like Christians should read these chapters.
Maybe in life we need a little more Eeyore, y'all.
I mean, I think that there is definitely a place for dark thoughts. I mean, if we didn't have dark thoughts, we wouldn't have Edgar Allan Poe. We wouldn't have, I don't know.
Edgar Allan Poe.
No, that's the first thing that came to my mind. I mean, there's all kinds of dark thoughts that have really been great artistic pieces. And I can't imagine where we would be without that stuff. So I'm sorry I didn't come up with anything else
besides Edgar
Allan Poe, but that's where I was at with it. So yeah. Anyway, read some Edgar Allan Poe. He's good.
But
highly recommended.
I
can't believe you didn't bring anything up, because you're like the perfect person to bring up like dark material.
Okay, not Shakespeare. Frankenstein.
Yeah,
that was dark.
Right.
I mean, like, that whole tale is like a dark and rainy night, and then you throw a fucking monster into the storm.
Yeah.
Like, wow, so good. Oh, you know what? I did say Shakespeare. The Tempest is pretty dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really liked that one.
Yeah.
Because they're stranded on an island, and there's a storm, and there's like magic afoot, and there's a monster, and it's some creepy stuff. It's a good one. It's a good one.
I like more contemporary. I like Chuck Palahniuk. Palahniuk. Yeah, he's got some pretty dark shit.
Yeah, he does. He's the one that wrote Fight Club, right?
Yes. But many
others. Yeah. Oh, he's real dark.
He's real dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what's a really good book, y'all? You should read The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. It's a great book for this time of year. It's a contemporary Gothic tale. And it's sometime within the last 10 years it was written. It's among my favorites.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for another, like, we're heading into fall and dark time of year kind of thing, A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay.
You had me read that one. That was good.
Yes, It was so good.
Yep.
That one is definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now that we got some book recommendations. No, sorry, wife's not done.
One more. This is the one I was trying to think of when you were saying Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah.
This isn't Edgar Allan Poe, but this is what I would have said. Wuthering Heights. You either love it or you hate it.
Okay.
Most people hate it. I loved it because I eat up that dark shit.
Right.
That dark Gothic.
Yeah.
Give me it.
Yeah.
Oh, related but unrelated. Did you know if you look up the definition of a Gothic tale and you look up all the things that are part of what makes up a Gothic tale, that actually the Harry Potter world, like particularly the first Harry Potter, it could be construed, if it was darker and less enjoyable, it is a Gothic tale. It has all the parts of it. We're talking a mirror. We're talking twins. We're talking a castle with nothing stays where it's supposed to.
Right.
Ghosts, right?
Yeah.
And orphans. Like, if you literally look up the definition of a Gothic tale, almost every single thing appears in Harry Potter. It's like J.K. Rowling took that and then was like, but fun.
Right.
A Gothic tale, but fun.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I went off on literature for a minute there, but I just thought it was so interesting when I made that discovery.
But we should say something else about J.K. Rowling while we're on the subject.
Oh, yeah. Caveat, J.K. Rowling is a cunt. But we've decided, with permission from our child who is part of the LGBTQ community, that
as our family is
as our family, not like across the board, like we are not a monolith, they are not a monolith, that we will take the art and leave the artist in the ditch.
Yeah. Because
the world is bigger than the artist at this point.
But I feel like that artist needs to be caveated when you're mentioning them.
You are right, and thank you for bringing that up. I was stuck in the literary part of the world,
right?
And I forgot about, oh yeah, but that artist is a cunt.
Right.
So
yeah, there's that.
We don't do transgender, anti-trans stuff on this. We don't stand for anti-trans.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
No TERFs allowed.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. That being said,
this book is kind of cool. I'm digging it. I'm liking the mood of Ecclesiastes.
Yeah.
It's right up my alley.
It definitely is. Yeah. I like it a lot.
I don't fear God.
No.
I'm not excited. Like, I don't embrace death, but I'm not, like, afraid of it.
And if anybody can figure out how to send drugs back about 2,000 years, 3,000 years, maybe we should get this guy some help.
I think it's more 3 than 2.
Yeah, right, whatever. Yeah. So
all those years.
But whatever.
Back in
somewhere
them
BCs. Back there. So that was Ecclesiastes chapter 3.
Sure as fuck was.
And tomorrow we will be back with
Ecclesiastes chapter 4, and I'll try to be back on track.
Ecclesiastes?
Isn't that what I said?
You said Ecclesiastes.
Did I really?
You did.
Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter 4, and I will try to be more
we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good word. Bye.
Hey wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my god. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.